Hello. You know, last time I forgot to do something. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Tristan Peach. Yep. Anyway, we opened a red pill can of squiggling self-esteem issues last episode, and this episode we're gonna dive even deeper into that disgusting, amorphous, gross mass with a character most ahead of his despicable time, Cotton Hill.
My daddy told me the facts of life when I was Bobby's age, and I turned out okay.
Yee-haw! Hey, what you crying for, boy? It's a good show. This is a damn good show.
Now, I don't know what historians will end up labeling this current era we're living in, but I'm officially entitling it the degenerate era. It's undeniable, and the evidence that is so damning is innumerable, Your Honor.
Jeffrey Epstein was probably so cool. Like, he was probably the coolest guy you know. You're telling me the coolest guy you know who knows everybody says, hey, we're gonna go on my private jet to my private island. We got hot girls. He doesn't tell you how old they are. How fucking lame would you be? Are they 18? Like, who's gonna be the nerd that asks that? You probably would just assume that. Or that it's in international waters, so it doesn't matter, you know? But like, this whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like, they were technically not legal.
And my friends, there is no greater example of the degenerate era than Cotton Hill.
That's enough, Hank's wife. If you got more feelings to express, get in the kitchen and put 'em in a bundt cake. Zip it, boy. I'm trying to watch my nudie channel. Now get along.
See, Bobby? Woman works, man loses his sausage.
I know what's best for my dad.
If you knew what's best for me, you'd have drowned yourself 2 days after you was born. Goodbye, Hank.
He joins the pantheon of brilliantly written, narcissistic, nihilistic, delusional, and manipulative pieces of shit to ever grace a television set. These characters are racist, they are homophobic, they're transphobic, they're sexist. Yet, they are hilarious.
The Golden God! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
These characters have an overwhelming kind of aura that isn't graceful or endearing. It's like the true definition of overwhelming. You just don't know how to take it. And for me, the more nuanced and well-written they are, the more I'm laughing. And again, Cotton Hill is on the Mount Rushmore of these fiends.
Diddy's your grandmom too, Bobby. Your pretty grandmom.
Dad.
Of course, bad as Tilly was in the kitchen, she was even worse in the bedroom. I said the woman was lousy in the sack.
I'm not sure if there is a God or heaven. But one thing I can tell you is your daddy's going to hell.
Cotton and characters like him are fictional representations of the worst of us. And they allow us to depower those people through laughter. And if they're really well written, you get a little taste of who these characters could be, the better people they could be, and that's when they become absolutely unforgettable.
Yeah, that's right. I'm giving up. You win. You happy?
Ah, Hank, you ain't in competition with me. Hell, if it's a contest on who's the better daddy, You win. I mean, you made Bobby. All I made was you.
But make no mistake, these characters' entire existence is a cautionary tale. They hate everything. And when it comes to Cotton Hill, hating women is up there with hating Nazis, Germans, and the Japanese.
You want to kill a Nazi? A Nazi's crazy?
Cotton is a generational, traumatic, misogynistic case study. And our quiet little Rainey Street is about to be ground zero for this episode's lesson. This lesson is from the 8th episode of the first season, entitled Shins of the Father. The lesson: women were not put on this earth to serve you and me. It's Bobby's 12th birthday, and he really doesn't want to invite, in his own words, his weird grandpa, which is a lot nicer than what Peggy has to say.
Hey, my dad's invitation to the party got returned. Grandpa Cotton Hill, Hell, USA? Bobby, why'd you write this? You know your grandpa lives in Houston.
Mom says he's the devil.
That's neither here nor there. Hank finds that quite unfamily-like and demands that Bobby invite his grandpa to his 12th birthday party.
I don't want Grandpa at my party. The kids are already gonna hate me because you got the wrong kind of bean dip.
What's wrong with the bean dip?
Wait a minute, what's wrong with your grandpa?
I noticed right away that Bobby is labeling him weird and loud and da-da-da.
He's got big plastic teeth. He screams all the time. His legs don't work.
Because he seems to subconsciously know that Cotton is toxic. He just doesn't know how to word it yet, and it's his grandpa, so there's that pressure. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it seems like him being weird was just Bobby knowing that, yeah, he's a jerk. So Hank forces Bobby to invite his grandfather, and in doing so, we get to see a little glimpse of another theme that Hank is going to struggle with, which this episode puts the microscope on, which is patriarchal excuse-making.
Bobby, never make fun of your grandpa's legs. He lost his shins defending Texas in World War II.
And before Cotton arrives, there's one of my favorite recurring gags of Bobby's in the show, which is his Jewish old man bit, where he goes, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?"
I did this thing? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nothing.
I have a lot of favorite things in this show, and that is one of them. And for what's coming, Peggy helps us, the audience, with a little lore dump on Cotton that is eye-opening.
Just Hank's father. He's driving in for the party.
Oh, Lord, that crazy Cotton Hill.
I heard after Hank's mother left Cotton, he married his 16-year-old nurse. Dee Dee is 39, thank you very much.
Although parts of her are much younger.
And so, Cotton arrives larger than life as promised. Of course, he's also larger than morals, decency, common courtesy, self-respect, and being a nice guy. But hey, he's here. So within seconds, Cotton is trauma dumping. He's incomprehensibly sexist and rude to everyone.
Hey, Hank's wife.
Well, how long have you been here, Cotton? I didn't notice you.
Did it? Come on out here and gab with Hank's wife.
His toxicity comes so fierce and so fast, I had to pause the show. We're not even a minute into his appearance, and he's so overwhelming that I had to pause to be able to write down all this stuff.
Look at here, Hank. What you think of your mama's new tatas?
Oh,
He's been here for 30 seconds, and I'm like, I need a break. Woo! Oh my God. Eesh. And my friends, this is only the beginning of the immoral behavior we're about to see. So Cotton makes his mark on the party, and even his gift, a loaded shotgun, just shows how clueless and out of touch this guy is. And Cotton is so awful to Peggy right off the bat, and he's unrelentingly misogynistic towards her.
Take off them pink gloves. That's woman's work.
Leave him alone. He's a good helper.
Oh, whatever you say, Hillary.
He picks her out of a group, man. He is constantly just jabbing at her. And it's so bad, it supplies us with his famous moniker for her. In lieu of her actual name, he calls her...
Hey there, Hank's wife. Hank's wife. Hey, Hank's wife. Hank's wife? Oh, that's a good one, Hank's wife. Hank's wife. Hank's wife. Hank's wife. Ain't you gonna eat your waffle, Hank's wife?
Oh, but don't worry, Peggy's not the only target downrange of Cotton. He undermines Hank at every opportunity. He belittles Hank's job.
Bobby and me have decided he's gonna stick vegetables up his nose. He's not gonna take over the family gas station.
Dad, I don't work at a gas station. I sell propane and propane accessories.
And Hank just kind of playfully excuses all of this behavior. Because what else is a child of this type of trauma to do? This is so clearly his coping mechanism.
Don't sass me, boy. You ain't too big for me to give you a licking.
Oh, Dad, you old skunk.
I mean, Cotton cannot even roughhouse without legitimately almost trying to kill someone. And Hank, again, being a victim of this for years, just kind of waves this off and calls it cowboy masculinity.
Oh, Peg, that's just cowboy talk. Come on.
Which it isn't. And so this visit just keeps getting darker and darker. And Cotton has little maneuvers for every little thing. And when Cotton really needs to manipulate someone, what does he do? He weaponizes sympathy by exploiting his own war trauma. I almost feel disgusting saying that. He's truly classless. And you know, Peggy's on fire this episode. She is killing it, defending her home from this insane person. But unfortunately, Cotton's on fire too. And the next morning, it's not even 7 a.m., and this guy is unrelenting. He is just spreading the bad word.
Good looking breakfast, Peg.
Yeah, I see bacon. I see ham. I see steak. Sausage! Where's my sausage? There's no sausage!
Well, Cotton, you are welcome to march yourself down to the Safeway, but I have to get ready for work.
And as we touched on last episode, much like modern day red pill mentality, to the uninitiated, the naive, the immature youth, if you will, this patriarchal nonsense can come off as confident.
I don't want any grandpa hell. Don't want to get fat.
That's not for you to worry about. You will never know if you are attractive.
It can influence to a horrific degree.
It's up to a man to tell you that.
And it can happen quick.
You keep eating, and I'll tell you when to stop.
This behavior is where the male loneliness epidemic train starts. This is where you get on.
Feisty.
And this episode supplies us with more insight into Hank's childhood trauma in a big way. It reveals that Cotton really doubled down on his awfulness to the point of literally taking an underage minor to be molested by a prostitute.
Hank, you won the big game. So, I'm buying you and your friends hookers. Now go on, boy, pick yourself out a live one.
And he sets this up as a reward. And this reminiscing of trauma is once again sealed with a nice cherry on top from Hank.
Not every dad would do something like that to his son. For his son.
So now it's been a couple days. And Cotton's refusal to leave the Hill House is ratcheting up the tension and the misogyny and the sexism to a boiling point. And Hank's refusal to see what is going on in front of him is maddening. He is literally just making excuse after excuse after excuse, and it's gross.
Oh, Peggy, the poor guy just wants to spend time with us. And you've made it so hard for him, he's afraid to ask.
And of course, our arbiter of truth this episode, Peggy, is also boiling. But she has a fantastic monologue in this episode that is pointed and truthful, and, you know, it should be the moment that Hank wakes up.
So I comb my hair, I reapply lipstick 30 times a day, I do your dishes, I wash your clothes, and I clean the house. Not because I have to, Hank, but because of a mutual, unspoken agreement that I have never brought up because I am too much of a lady.
So Hank finally tries to confront Cotton. And Cotton's no dummy. He knows everybody's at their wits' end. So what comes out but the most insane, over-the-top, romanticized retelling of his wartime trauma that you have ever heard. It's filled with so many half-truths and lies and absurdity that you literally don't know what to believe.
Out of the sun came a Tojo Zero and put 50 bullets in my back. The blood attracted sharks. I had to give him 30.
He's just exploiting literal physical and wartime PTSD trauma to get out of taking accountability. It's whatever lie works to get him out of this situation as fast as possible. For a guy that lost his shins in WW2, you'd think he'd be a little more brave than to have to lie his way out of everything, especially to this level. It's crazy.
I woke up in a field hospital, and they were sewing my feet to my knees. Now, what was it you wanted to talk to me about, Hank?
Well, nothing, I guess.
And so now we're all at bubbling over and spilling era. We're lava hot now, everybody. And it's as if Cotton loves that just a little bit. Because what does he do now? He is so abhorrent and evil, he literally tries to re-traumatize Bobby in the same way he did Hank by taking him to a whorehouse.
So I'm buying you a hooker. Go ahead, pick yourself out a live one.
A live one what?
Hey, cutie, you got papers?
Or what he has perceived as a whorehouse, which is now a hotel. And this finally makes Hank see the light. Like we discussed last episode, Hank is a better man than Cotton. There is no way that Hank is going to allow Cotton to make Bobby feel the same way he made Hank feel, or to treat Bobby the way that he treated Hank. So he finally confronts and ends the excuses for this cycle of generational misogyny and toxicity.
Bobby is my boy, and I won't let him grow up to be a woman-hating old fool. No wonder Mom left you. She was a strong lady, classy and smart like Peg. Maybe you couldn't handle that, but I can. My marriage is a partnership of equals.
He puts it all away in one fell swoop, and it feels great. And of course, before leaving, not with shame or growth, he leaves by throwing a grenade into the building metaphorically and walking out.
It's about time! Love for sissies! Ain't that right, you house full of hookers?
So, despite this episode being absolutely hilarious and brilliantly written, it needed to be talked about because it is a beautiful but harsh critique of male toxicity and how to grow up out of it, how to confront it head on, how to see it for what it really is. And I think it's super important that boys see things like this. And even men, even grown men, need the reminder. And I'm telling you, this last scene between Hank and Bobby is so special. It is a father-son moment in fiction that I think any real father should have with their sons. It's a beautiful reminder of what manhood actually is. What being a real husband, a real man, a real partner, and a real friend, a real best friend truly is.
Peggy's my best friend, son.
Mom?
That's right. And when you're older, I hope you're lucky enough to find a girl to be best friends with, too.
You think that'll really happen to me?
Well, it won't if you keep slapping them in the butt and ordering them around. You'll do okay. You just have to remember one thing. Women were not put on this earth to serve you and me.
I mean, I know Hank's struggle may seem silly, but when you are raised for years and years and decades with this level of evil patriarchy, it takes a tidal wave of obviousness to wake you up out of it. And so I think it's an incredibly important representation of humble growth out of the shadow of trauma. And so it was incredibly worthy to talk about. We all need a little counsel for that. And you know, maybe this can be something that you can think on. I know I did. Well, there we go. Another beautiful parable supplied from Rainey Street and a lesson from the Hill family. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. This one was pretty intense, but I think necessary. This is one of those shows that doesn't let you off the hook because it's entertaining. And this episode is a pretty prime example of that, because these issues we are dealing with right now as men and boys, they were touched on in this episode. And even though this is 35 years old, doesn't mean we can't learn from it. So we can learn with a smile, we can learn with a laugh. And yeah, I hope you get curious and check this episode out. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you soon for another pop culture parable and a lesson from down on Rainey Street. All right, get off your phone. Get the hell out of here. Go.